Welcome to Our Own Voice, a partnership in mental health awareness in cooperation with NAMI Wichita and KSUN Community Radio. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We are the largest grassroots advocacy network for people with mental illness and their family members, with over 800 national affiliates and 15 Kansas affiliates, with NAMI Wichita being one of those 15. We provide awareness, support, education, and advocacy for people affected by mental illness. Our purpose here is provide a community conversation on KSUN Radio that provides insight into what it's like to live with mental illness. Our intention and hope is that our program will change attitudes, assumptions, and stereotypes about people with mental health conditions. My name is David Larson. I am very pleased and proud to be your host today, and I am a person with mental illness. I am in recovery for major depressive disorder. Like everyone, I struggle with the ups and downs of emotions and the changes of being fully human. But I am doing okay, and I know I have many gifts to offer my family, my friends, and my community. And it is my pleasure to introduce our guest for today, and that is David. David, welcome.
Thank you.
So
it's my pleasure.
So, David, as our listeners will note, you have a unique sound to your voice when you talk. Tell us where you are from.
I'm originally from Kenya, in East Africa, and Kenya was a British colony, so somehow the British left us this accent that is hard to get rid of.
Which is completely okay.
Yeah, it made me think he was from Liverpool.
Well, so what brings you here to Wichita?
Well, it's a long story, but my family has a long connection with Friends University. Where I'm originally from, that is the western part of Kenya. We had Friends missionaries who settled in the western part of Kenya. And the schools, hospitals, and whatnot were pretty much built by the Friends missionaries. We call them Quakers in Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah, so my family has had a long connection with Friends University. So I came to Wichita, to go to school to Friends. But back then, Friends, the tuition was getting pretty high. So I opted to go to Heston College. And then after I did my studies, I found a job in Newton, that is Prairie View Hospital. And then from Prairie View Hospital, I found a job at Breakthrough Club in Wichita, Kansas. So that's how I found myself in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay. And that's why you are here today, to talk to us about Breakthrough.
Did you say that you founded Breakthrough?
No.
Oh, how long has Breakthrough been around? Do you know?
Breakthrough was incorporated in 1987, but before then they were just running as kind of a get-together, a small organization. But it's been incorporated since 1987.
Wow, that's excellent.
David, how long has Breakthrough International been going?
There is a Breakthrough International?
Yes, there is.
Wow.
Well, there's Clubhouse International.
Clubhouse, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the organization that help develop clubhouses, and also they do accreditation for clubhouses. That Clubhouse International has been in business, I would say, almost 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
And you've been to New York City, where it's the main office, haven't you?
Yes, their main office is in New York. That is where their main office is, yes.
Okay. And the Breakthrough Club here was started about when?
It became incorporated in 1987, but it had been in operation, before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just
so you can say it was a de facto, organization before it was incorporated in 87.
Okay. So, and again, for our listeners to share some information here, Breakthrough is a CRO, which stands for Consumer Run Organization. Is that correct?
No, not
It's not.
It is not.
Oh, I had that wrong.
Right.
Sorry.
Breakthrough Club is a pre-vocational day program. And what it is, we serve folks who are diagnosed with mental illness. And we provide four main services at Breakthrough. We help folks find jobs in the community. We find folks, advance on their education. We have a wellness program, and then we have an after-hour social program.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, we're going to be taking a break here shortly, but I want to take a moment to offer a thank you to our production team, David Peterson, who's the executive producer, and Mike Padilla, rhymes with tortilla.
That's right.
That's right.
All day, every day.
Our technical producer. Thank you, Mike. Did you know that there's a hurricane with your name now?
Michael?
Michael, yeah.
I had heard that.
Yeah.
Fitting, very fitting.
No, it wasn't named after me. It was named after my son.
Okay.
And it's very apropos.
Well, we are going to go ahead and take a break now, and we will be right back. Welcome back to Our Own Voice, a partnership in mental health awareness in cooperation with NAMI Wichita and KSUN Community Radio. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Our Own Voice is intended to humanize the misunderstood, highly stigmatized topic of mental illness by showing that it's possible and common to live well with a mental health condition. And David, before our break, you told us that you are working at Breakthrough.
Right.
And we have had several guests here that have been from Breakthrough and have told us about their experience with Breakthrough. What is Breakthrough? What can it offer for the people with mental illness?
Breakthrough is a unique program, and actually its uniqueness stems from the history of clubhouses. Just a little history about clubhouses. Breakthrough is the only clubhouse in Wichita, in Wichita, Kansas. And the idea of clubhouses started over 60 years ago. We are founded on the concept of clubhouses or mental health clubhouses. This idea came from New York. And what happened is in New York, over 60 years ago, there were some folks who had been discharged from the state mental hospital, and most of them were, homeless. They were living under a bridge, so they got together and started a support group. And over time, somebody gave them a house to meet as a support group. They were coming there in New York to support each other, and then later on they founded the idea of clubhouses. So the clubhouse was a movement that came about with folks who have a mental illness. That idea spread in the U.S., and then it actually spread around the world. As we speak, we have about 200 clubhouses in the U.S., and then and then we have over 150 clubhouses all over the world. The clubhouses all operate under same concept. A person who has a mental illness becomes a member. Once they become a member, then they develop ownership in the clubhouse community. They volunteer their time and effort to come and run their clubhouse. Now, they brought in the staff just to make sure that the place is open, make sure that the clubhouses are continuous. But other than that, the clubhouse is run by members. These are folks who have a mental illness. They make the decisions, and pretty much they are in charge. They have ownership. Now remember, we're using the term members. They are not patients as compared to the traditional mental health agencies. These are folks who become members. They volunteer their time to come and run their clubhouse. So relationships are important. It's a safe place, environment, and in this interaction between members and members, staff and members. We are always looking out for each other's strength. And we are constantly asking folks, what they want to do outside the clubhouse. And that is where the idea of, finding them jobs in the community. That's the idea of them helping them with education in the community, social skills, and also wellness. So that is what clubhouses are all about. Now, clubhouses function under a set of guidelines. We call them standards. These standards came about by the members, staff, and volunteers. They all agreed that these are the guidelines that all the clubhouses are going to be run by.
Okay.
So it's a very empowering community.
So you actually go to the members of the clubhouse to ask them what programs are going to be presented, what ideas they have, what things they're wanting to learn.
Well, we have these standards that kind of that are agreed upon by the members and staff and volunteers from the worldwide clubhouse community. These standards state how a clubhouse has to be run, but ownership is very important. The members who are members of the clubhouse are supposed to make decisions how the clubhouse should be run.
Okay.
That is very key. In clubhouses, we have no hierarchy. Everyone's voice is heard. In fact, if you walk to a functional clubhouse, one of the tests is you're not supposed to tell the difference between a member, a staff, and a volunteer. Because why should you tell the difference?
Okay.
We all work together in partnerships.
All right.
Interesting.
So you're all working together to bring about this environment that helps people, supports them in their mental health conditions.
Exactly.
It gives them educational
Jobs. We
Okay.
help them find jobs in the community. We have a wellness program. We have a community garden. So the members come in there. They help with the garden. They help with making meals. They help with, just running the clubhouse.
Okay, well, this is Our Own Voice on KSUN Community Radio, and we are talking with David, and we will be right back. Welcome back to Our Own Voice, a partnership in mental health awareness in cooperation with NAMI Wichita and KSUN Community Kansas. KSUN Community Radio. That's what I'm trying to say. In Kansas. NAMI is a National Alliance on Mental Illness. I'm going to get this out right, okay? Now, David, before our break, you were talking about the structure of clubhouses and the structure of Breakthrough. And during the break, Mike asked a really important question, and so I'm going to pose that back to you, and that is, what are the qualifications of becoming a member?
To be a member of Breakthrough Club, you have to have a mental illness. And also we do a background check. So examples of mental illnesses that the folks we serve, folks with bipolar, folks with schizophrenia, folks with anxiety, post-traumatic disorder. The application process is pretty simple. Usually we encourage folks to come in for a tour, or they can call us. We can mail an application for them. Once you come in for a tour, you fill an application. There's two parts of the application. The one you can fill it over at Breakthrough when you are there for a tour, or you can fill and send one in. And then we also have the second part of the application. We have to verify that you have a mental illness. That can be done by a psychiatrist, a therapist, or sometimes family doctors are able to give a diagnosis. So once we get the application form and the diagnosis form, we process the application within 2-3 days, And then we call you in. If you qualify, you come. We call you in for orientation. Once you go through orientation, then you'll have become a member. I talked about background check. The clubhouse is a safe environment, and we do a background check. Now, the fact being that you have a felony doesn't mean that precludes you from becoming a member, but we are more so looking at crimes against other people, like, assaults, battery, sexual offend, crimes and whatnot. So once you become a member, then you're a member for life. That's the
Exactly.
unique thing about the clubhouse.
That's what my son is. He's been back in the mid-'90s. He became a member, and he's on and off came, but he's always a member.
Right.
Okay. Does it cost anything for the membership?
No, it does not cost anything to be a member. The only requirement, you have a mental illness, you apply, we do background check, you become a member.
Okay. So, roughly it takes 5 days.
5 days a week.
Something like that.
Right.
Okay.
We do our orientation every Thursdays. So whenever we get in the application, it takes about 3 days to process, and then we get you in for orientation.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, and how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 18 years now. Time has gone pretty fast.
18 years.
18 years.
Were you always the director there?
No.
How long have you been the director then?
I've been a director of Breakthrough Club for the past 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Before that, I was assistant director, and then I've done all kinds of roles.
And so
I've played all kinds of
you
roles.
started as the janitor, and then you worked your way up. Is that right?
I started as employment coordinator, and then worked myself
I'm
up.
just saying that because you've been there 18 years. You must have done everything.
I've done everything. I've done janitorial. I have.
That sort of works under the title of director. Director means that you do
does
everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even on my job description, it says as needed.
Yes. Other tasks as needed. Yes.
Right.
That is correct.
Oh boy.
But you basically have a very, very safe situation where people can come, feel safe, feel comfortable, and get some additional help. Because this is not a cure-all situation. This is just help for you to get through your life and your day, right?
It is an intentional community where folks come for support. They not only come to take, they
Right.
come to give.
To give also.
Right. And it's a safe environment. Most of our members, we have very long-term members, and we have newer members. So there's a lot of relationship that go on in the
Excellent.
clubhouse.
Okay. Well, I know that in my experience of what I've had for my mental depression, that I had to go through various tasks and everything when I was in the hospital. So it sounds like it's sort of an outpatient type of situation. But as you said, they're not patients; they're members.
They're members.
Yeah.
They're members. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the way the clubhouse is set up, we have work units. We are broken up into work units.
Okay. I'm going to have to stop you right there. We're going to take another break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Our Own Voice, a partnership in mental health awareness in cooperation with NAMI Wichita and KSUN Community Radio. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Now, David, before we took our break there, I sort of cut you off really fast. You were starting to talk about work units. go ahead and
What you were discussing how the organization is set up. Is that what you were talking
Yes, right. We are set up in work units. Again, we have what they call the work order day. So the environment there is to embrace work. So we are set up into two work departments. We have the business unit, or which department rather. In the business, we take care of mostly clerical stuff, the clerical kind of tasks. We also do employment there. We do computer, classes there. We do data entry. People learning how to enter data in the computer. And then in the wellness side, we have the kitchen. We have a snack bar where the member staff and people at Breakthrough can buy food from the snack bar. So then we have the wellness unit. We have the fitness room. Then we have the community garden. The whole idea is that when members come in, they have the opportunity to contribute in terms of helping out in these areas.
Okay.
And that helps with their sense of worth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. And that's the whole idea about clubhouses. It's a place where people come to regain their self-worth.
Right.
And then also those skills that they learn will be translated in terms of finding a job in the community.
And then it
Okay.
helps with their self-esteem. They're allowed to. It makes them a better contributor to society because
Exactly.
they can operate in society better.
That is
Right.
a very big thing.
what are the hours of operation and where is it located?
We are open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. On
PM.
PM. I'm sorry. And then on Mondays and Thursdays, we have after our social program from 4:30 to 8 p.m. That is Monday and Thursdays. We are open on every last Saturday of the month, and then we are open on all major holidays except the New Year's, and that's what also makes us unique. I'm told we are the only social agency in town that is open on holidays.
Really?
Where members can come and socialize, have a meal, play games, and whatnot. Because, if you know the nature of mental illness, it can be very isolating. The symptoms
Yes.
can be very isolating. So we want the clubhouse is there for members to come and be with people to avoid isolation.
Yes, I remember one of our guests talked about how the Breakthrough Club was his family.
Exactly.
And he would celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas with his family. And that's what he meant with the Breakthrough Club.
Exactly.
There's
All right.
a tendency, I think, that as we get older, we have a tendency to want to be a little more isolated. We don't have as many friends. We like to stay at home in our comfortable chair and do whatever. It's very, very beneficial for anyone to be in contact with other people. It's what
Yes.
makes us people.
Especially holidays.
Oh,
Yeah,
especially
holidays.
holidays, sure.
Right. Yeah.
And speaking of elderly versus non-elderly, I sort of classify as elderly as far as I'm concerned. Is there an age limit?
At Breakthrough Club, we serve folks who are 18 years and adult.
18 years on up.
Right.
Okay.
Now, we have a young adult program, between 18 and 30. The young folks have the activities, they do their activities together, like social activities. They meet on Friday, evenings. They go bowling, they go to watch movies and whatnot. Whereas the general, after our social program, generally folks decide on what they do, and we do things like going to, bowling, we go to shopping, we go to thrift stores,
Okay.
we go to
Movies and things
theaters,
like that.
movies, and whatnot.
Now, I'm going to have to cut you off here because I need to direct our attention now to David, who is going to share with us about NAMI.
Yes. First of all, I'd like to give the address to Breakthrough Club. It's 1010 North Main, and it's affiliated with the Episcopal Social Services, ESS. And It's a great organization. I volunteered there, and now I'm volunteering for NAMI and taking telephone calls at 316-686-1373. 316-686-1373. Call that number, and I can give you the information of ongoing programs, support groups, and what we have to offer on a continuous basis every month. And I think you would find NAMI something very helpful, especially to anyone that has a mental illness in their family.
Thank you. And I want to thank David for talking with us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.